Hey everyone, so I think I broke ATASX trying to use a heat map in too many places in different workspaces. And so I'll kind of show what this looks like. I'm also doing some experimenting between my Rhythmic broker feed and DxFeed for futures. And so previously I only had the stock data feed for DxFeed, but I also got the futures one just so I can compare with the Rhythmic connection as the quote provider. Because I've noticed this week that Rhythmic has been kind of delayed compared to DxFeed, at least when I'm looking at the QQQ on DxFeed versus the NQ on Rhythmic. And so I'll be testing that out over next week just to see what that looks like. But I did want to do a quick speed test on just ATAS the platform with the heat maps and all this stuff with each of the data feeds because I've had some performance issues, and so I'm still trying to figure it out, organize my workspace in a more performant way and all that. But my plan is to share this video with the ATAS team so they can help just make the platform better for all of us. So I'll open it up here. Let me start the stop clock here, and I have my little utility that I use to block. And so we'll just log in. So I'm going to log into my trading chart here. And so I'll have to blur out my email and all this. And so we're logging in. So right now there's no data connection, so I made sure not to do that. Yeah, I made sure. So I have both of these data connections. I didn't have any auto connect because I want to test them both cold. And so if we do connections, and so my connections now, I have DxFeed for both CME futures and NASDAQ, and in my broker feed. So we'll do the broker feed first. So we'll make that the quote provider. Let us connect it. All right, so now we're connected. It's good. Data's flowing. So maybe it's not the data connection itself, right? So the heat map is flowing. And getting the stopwatch here. So, I've launched ATAS and now I've kind of connected everything. We've been at this for about a minute. And so I just want to see how long it takes for the workspace to load. And so this is my workspace with my trading chart. I usually have my 1 minute with my custom indicators and all that, my 15 minute, my 1 hour, and my daily. Okay, so daily's coming in, so that's good. The hourly's coming in. But now that you see, look at this little, there was some patchiness here on the heat map. All right, so we got the 15 minutes coming in, so that's good. So about almost 2 minutes. Let me go back to connections here, but the milliseconds, so we're like 300 milliseconds, so it's really slow, right? You can kind of see that 1800 milliseconds. Now, market data latency, I was getting this a lot during New York Open and trying to trade. And so that's what led me to kind of experiment with DxFeed. And so what I'm going to try to experiment with is using DxFeed as my quote provider and then just using Rhythmic as my execution for trades. And so that way we kind of separate the two, because you saw like how this market data kind of spiked, right? And this red label, I would get this error a lot, which was very annoying during trading. And so you can kind of see here, even the heat map is very patchy, right, with the Rhythmic connection. And so, I'm going to continue waiting here. I'll let the stopwatch run, but I'm going to pause the video here really quick. But before I do that, let me see where we are in the stopwatch. So we're about 3 minutes in. Let's see how long it takes to load. Okay, just wanted to check in here. Looks like it's been another minute plus. And so still waiting, still getting this market kind of latency thing, connections. So it's not showing the latency anymore. You can see the heat map here is a little bit patchy. Not ideal. We're almost in 5 minutes. So I'm going to pause and wait, just see how long it takes. Okay, checking back in. We're over 6 minutes. Data latency is crazy high. So this is kind of like what I was dealing with, during trading sometimes. And I would notice like my futures charts were like this, but then my stock charts were fine. Like they were real time. And so, yeah, we're 7 minutes in here since I've launched ATASX. The data feed seems to be better. Well, at least on the heat map, kind of looks like it. No, look at this. Not really. I mean, I guess there was like, unless there was no trades between all of this, seems unlikely. Also, like, we're missing, you kind of zoom out, Rhythmic is taking a long time to populate. All right, it looks like we're getting somewhere. We got some Gex levels, so the API call is working. But yeah, I think it's just too much having Heatmap along with your trading charts. And so that might be, it might be just too much for the data feed. So I'm gonna pause again, hopefully before 10 minutes, I guess. We'll get the chart to load, and then I'll switch to DxFeed here. Or, I mean, I guess for now, since we have 8 minutes before the market actually closes, I may just switch to DxFeed so we can kind of see what that looks like. So we'll stop it here at about 8 minutes. But you see here, Rhythmic data has some patchiness here on the heat map. Yeah, it hasn't fully loaded here, still requesting data. It's saying 86 milliseconds on data, but I don't see anything. And then I can't really move my charts too much. There you go, I got my chart. So I think finally it works. So that's good. Or maybe it's been there and I was just too zoomed in. That's also very possible. But you can kind of see the patchiness with the data as well. And now I'm kind of frozen. You see I am frozen now a little bit. Nope. Yeah, see, we got the market latency and all that. So yeah, this is kind of what I've been dealing with Rhythmic. So that's why I'm experimenting with DxFeed. All right, so now let me close this. I'll pause. Let me close all this, and then we'll start fresh for DxFeed and see how long that takes. And so quickly coming back, so I guess a performance issue that I really don't like with ATASX right now is closing. So I tried to close without saving. I'm just waiting here for like a minute or so. And so once that's done, we'll do a clean kind of kickoff. Okay, so now we're back. So I think the Rhythmic thing took, nearly like 8 minutes. And I think it was loading, but then I don't think the chart was really usable because it still had the latency stuff. So we got about 6 minutes before the market closes here on Friday. So let's see if how DxFeed performs. So let me kick off opening ATAS, turn on the stopwatch. We'll get this going. I got my little checklist that I built for myself. So I'll blur out my email. So we're gonna connect, and I think hopefully I didn't automatically connect to Rhythmic. I might have forgotten about it. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, so I didn't, yes. So no data feed is connected. And so now we're going to do DxFeed, right? So connections, yeah, nothing's connected. Make that the quote provider. We'll connect to DxFeed. Connected, all right. So we have 5 minutes before the market closes. So we should have some activity happening. All right, so we can kind of see the heat map taking a little bit to load, but it's getting there, it's populating, which is good. Let's see what we're looking like on our stopwatch. So we're about a minute in. And so let's just let things run. Data is downloading, 99% it says. Let's see if we get any type of so 83 milliseconds, not terrible. I would say over 150 is probably, that's what you don't want to see. All right, so it looks like now data is rolling through. That's pretty good. I think the bubbles aren't quite where they need to be, so there's some discrepancy in execution and best bid and ask. Unless I'm just misinterpreting this, but I don't think the bubble should be moving like that. But maybe the ad test team can correct me. But I think it should be moving where price, best bid and ask travels there. And so there you go. Let me, double clicked. So yeah, we're loaded here. That loaded pretty quickly. And let me see where we are. So yeah, I mean, that loaded in less than 2 minutes. I think maybe with Rhythmic, maybe my 1 minute chart actually loaded faster than I thought, because I didn't double click to kind of see where the chart was. So maybe we can cut off 2 minutes from the Rhythmic feed load time. So I think we ended at 8 minutes. Let's call it 6 minutes because I wasn't paying attention. But DxFeed loaded in less than 2 minutes, even towards the end of the day. So I think maybe the hypothesis of should I just leverage DxFeed for quotes and then leverage my Iron Beam Rhythmic connection for execution? I feel like that is the best bet because you saw how Rhythmic was just trying to load and all the latency and stuff. I think Rhythmic is really great for super fast execution. I think as a data feed, if you have a really intense chart layout like I do, maybe it's not the best. So I'll see how DxFeed performs next week. But so far, I think with this speed test, I probably should have stopped the stopwatch. But yeah, like with the speed test, I think it's pretty clear that DxFeed definitely loads the data faster. And I didn't have any of the performance stuff. And so my ideal scenario would be then I would just connect, I'll make these all auto connect now, but I would then just connect Rhythmic, right? So I would just connect my Rhythmic. So you got both connected, but I have DxFeed as my quote provider. So it's my quote provider, but then I can just have place my orders, right? Through Rhythmic. And so that would be the ideal setup. I'm going to test that out next week, but it looks pretty clear. I think the DxFeed actually is the winner here. And so I think I may stay with this configuration. I do need to figure out how you get the history from the Heatmap and DxFeed because I know that was something that was talked about. I need to double check how we do that. But yeah, it looks like DxFeed may be the way to go. So hopefully that helps. Like if you are getting performance issues and stuff with Rhythmic, it may be broker latency. Like if you had a direct Rhythmic connection, maybe it's better. But it looks like DxFeed as, the purpose-built feed for your data might be the best approach. Maybe you don't get this if you're trading just a prop firm because it's not the real live market data, it's more the sim data. And so maybe you don't have those challenges, but with the real market data, this is what it looks like. Which is not ideal on the Rhythmic side, let me tell you. Cool, well yeah, hopefully this helps. So I just wanted to kind of share my experiments and if you're kind of going through the same issues, maybe just using Rhythmic as your quote provider will provide a better experience and then just have really fast execution through Rhythmic or some other data connection or broker connection. Cool, well hopefully that helps. And lots more to come. I'll talk about it in future videos. Really excited to kind of share all the cool stuff that's been built. But yeah, more to come. Thanks for hanging out. Good luck and don't get caught. Thank you.